Elizabethan fashion.
So, in England, they like to steal designs from other countries, and they would steal from Italy. They stole like thick velvets and intricate laces. From Germany, they stole smooth linens. From Spain and Persia, they stole the colorful embroidered fabric. From India and North America, they stole jewels, furs, and feathers. And they strayed away from French fashions because they had recently just been in a war with French. And they stole so many styles from these countries, and since they did that, they were called the ape of all nations. And many critics said that England had no style of their own.
Women wore farthingales, which are large hoop skirts, and they got these from the Spanish. And this is our version of a hoop skirt because it had wires going down around. So they use this to make their dress.
Without.
They also wore a bodice or a corset, and this, or that, is a combination of a girdle and a bra, and it was tied in the front most of the time unless the person had a servant that could tie it in the back for them. And they were very stiff, and they were either made of whalebone or wood or dried reeds.
And they would also wear a busk, and it was used to flatten their top area, and it was made of wood or whalebone also. And they also had a bum roll, which was a padded roll around the waist, which would make the dress pull away from the butt area. And then they also put ruffs around their neck, which was like a large collar, and it extended about like 9 inches, which made it look like the head was separate from the body.
Lashana.
The dress itself was very stiff and heavy. It had padded oversized sleeves that looked 3 to 4 times too large. Only the Queen could wear purple, the official color of royal, but all other colors were permitted, except for the common.
And some of these colors were very odd names, and there was peas, porridge, horseflesh, puke brown, goose turd green, dead Spaniard beige. And they would also put a 1-inch horizontal slash in their dress to show the underneath color.
This talks about the makeup. They thought that having very white skin was symbolic of being wealthy, noble, and delicate. So to get this look, women would get a whitener called ceruse and spread it on their face. And this substance was made by soaking lead bars in urine or vinegar. And then they would scrape off the white flakes that were on the bar. And with those flakes, they would create a paste. And it could only be made by a chemist, so it was expensive to find. They used this whitener to cover up acne, freckles, and smallpox scars. And people who could not afford like this, they would make it at home. And to do that, they would bleach their skin with a combination of sulfur, borax, and other people also made it with the ground jawbone of a hog mixed with poppy oil.
So after the whitening, they would go to the next stage. And after they had the white on their face, they'd use like a blue pencil to draw their veins in their neck so that it'd make their skin look translucent, so it wasn't fake. And then they would apply a dark powder to their eyelids, and then they would put a bright red paste on their lips called vermilion. And once the final look, they got it, they would put a layer of egg whites on their face to protect it from smearing. And because this process took a really long time, they could not take their makeup everywhere they went, so they would protect their faces by wearing a leather or cloth mask with eye slits, but the Queen had glass in her eye slits, so she was more wealthy.
Here's an example of what this makeup might look like. As you can see, we did Kenzie's face, okay? She has very white skin. She has black eyes. She has bright red lips, and she has blue veins colored in, and also her hair is pulled up to the top. And even though the Elizabethan women felt gorgeous after applying all this makeup, they did extreme, irreparable damage. And Ceruse was the most dangerous because it had a high lead content, and it often left you with open sores, baldness, or mental deficiencies. And vermilion, the lipstick, also caused sores. And Elizabethan women often knew the damage they were doing, obviously, but they didn't care because they wanted to feel beautiful.
Now for their hair, they wanted reddish gold hair because it was the most fashionable color because it was Queen Elizabeth's hair color. And to get the reddish gold hair, they would put sulfur, lime, and water drawn from honey and apple peels to get color. And some people would also use a mixture of ashes, earthworms, and oil to lighten their hair for a few hours because they feared that it would bleach their hair if they didn't, and they didn't want that. And witch women would also sprinkle gold dust in their hair.
And I don't know if you can notice, but Kinsey has gold dust in her hair. Maybe you'll be able to see it in the light.
I see it. Move in front of the projector. Like you can see it.
Move over here.
Ooh.
Brady.
Whoa.
And they liked high foreheads because they thought it seemed aristocratic. So they would pluck their eyebrows to a thin line, and then they would also shave or pluck an inch or two off their headline so that they had a high forehead. And their hair was worn up and on the top of their head.
And that's everything And here are our 5 questions. So, which of the following were not included in the facial makeup?
Pink lips.
Yep. What was the busk made of?
Wood and whalebone.
Yep. What does the bum roll emphasize?
I don't know.
The bum roll. Bum roll.
Where do you?
That gives you a hint. The bum roll. Pulls the dress out.
Oh.
It emphasizes the butt.
Carly? Yes.
Okay. What do they consider regal and aristocratic?
Jordy.
Big foreheads.
And what is the Elizabethan term for a collar? Collar. Collar that they wore.
Choking. Shoot.
It was called a ruff.
Oh, cool.
That's
Better
it.
study up. Right? Good job.
Yeah.